Imagine a grand medieval banquet in the northern Portuguese town of Barcelos. A roasted rooster sits untouched on the judge's silver platter. Outside, the gallows are ready. A condemned pilgrim, moments from death, makes a bold declaration that echoes through the centuries. If I am truly innocent, this dead bird will rise and crow. Laughter erupts. The judge mocks him. But at the exact instant of the hanging, the impossible happens. The roasted bird stirs. Feathers regrow in a flash of light. It stands upright, flaps its wings, and crows 3 times, saving a life and rewriting history. This isn't fiction. It's the real legend behind Portugal's most famous symbol, the Galo de Barcelos. Welcome back to Seven Hills Tales. I am Francisco, and today, we unlock the secrets of a miracle that traveled the world. Barcelos, a charming town in the Minho region, has been a vital crossroads for centuries. Its Gothic-style Pacho dos Condes and medieval stone structures hold the key to this tale. The legend likely dates to the 14th or 16th century, a time when the Camino de Santiago was at its peak. Pilgrims from across Europe, especially from Galicia in Spain, passed through these streets on their way to Santiago de Compostela. They carried not just faith, but also stories and superstitions. At this time, Barcelos was gripped by fear. A serious crime had shaken the community. Some versions say it was a theft of silver from a wealthy landowner. Others claim it was a brutal murder. With no culprit found, the townspeople grew paranoid. They needed someone to blame. Enter a humble Gallego, a pilgrim from Galicia fulfilling a vow to St. James and the Virgin Mary. Because he was a stranger, poor, alone, and speaking a different tongue, he became the perfect scapegoat. Despite his desperate oaths of innocence, he was arrested, tried hastily, and sentenced to hang. On the day of his execution, the pilgrim made one final plea, to speak directly to the judge. Surprisingly, the request was granted. He was brought to the judge's home, where a magnificent banquet was underway. Standing before the powerful men of the region, the pilgrim repeated his innocence. Then, pointing to the roasted rooster on the table, he made his famous prophecy. "It is as certain that I am innocent as it is certain that this roasted rooster will crow when you hang me." The room exploded in laughter. A dead bird crow! Absurd! But the judge, perhaps struck by a sudden chill of medieval superstition, decided not to carve the bird, just in case. The execution proceeded. As the crowd watched the noose tighten in the square, back at the banquet table, the miracle unfolded. The bird suddenly stirred, stood upright, and to the horror of the guests, crowed 3 clear times. The judge raced to the gallows, halted the hanging, and freed the innocent man. Divine justice had spoken through the impossible. Years later, as the legend goes, the pilgrim returned to Barcelos. He wasn't just passing through this time. He came to leave a permanent mark of his gratitude. He commissioned the Cruzeiro do Senhor do Galo, a magnificent stone cross that serves as a medieval ex voto, a physical testament to a miracle. If you look closely at the carvings in the Archaeological Museum of Barcelos, you see a story frozen in stone. But here is where the mystery deepens. Barcelos wasn't an isolated case. Along the ancient Camino de Santiago, stories were the only currency that mattered. In the Spanish town of Santo Domingo de la Calzada, a nearly identical miracle is celebrated. In their cathedral, they even keep a live rooster and a hen in a golden coop to this day. Why this repetition? Because the resurrected rooster was the ultimate symbol of hope for every pilgrim. In a time when a stranger could be executed on a whim, this story promised that a higher justice was watching over the road. It was the viral hope of the Middle Ages, jumping from village to village along the trail to Galicia. But why the rooster? Why did this bird become the bridge between the human and the divine across so many cultures? In France, the coq gaulois is the national mascot. It's born from a Roman pun. In Latin, Gallus meant both an inhabitant of Gaul and a rooster. For the French, it represents bravery, vigilance, and pride. In the frozen north, the Vikings believed in Gullinkambi, the golden rooster of Valhalla. He doesn't sing for justice. He sings for the gods to wake up and fight the final battle of Ragnarok. In ancient Greece, the rooster was the companion of Hermes, the messenger god, and Asclepius, the healer, a bird that lived on the edge between life and death. In Kenya, the rooster, cuckoo, represents a new dawn and the spirit of independence. And if we travel to the Far East, to Japan, we find the rooster guarding the sacred. In Shinto tradition, the rooster is a divine messenger. Legend says it was the rooster's collective crowing that lured the sun goddess, Amaterasu, out of her cave, bringing light back to the world. In Japanese temples, you will often see shinmi, sacred roosters that wander the grounds, acting as guardians against evil spirits. While the Japanese see a messenger of light and the French see a symbol of pride, in Portugal, the rooster became something unique, a witness for the defense. A bird that proved that even when man is wrong, the truth will find a way to scream. How did this medieval miracle become a national identity? Over time, the tale inspired the ceramic Galo de Barcelos, handmade by local potters since the 18th century. But its transformation into a national symbol happened during Portugal's Estado Novo regime, 1930s-1960s. The government promoted the rooster as a symbol of honesty, faith, and Portuguese identity. It appeared in major international exhibitions, like Geneva in 1935, and became the face of tourism campaigns worldwide. The bright colors we see today, the hearts and the intricate patterns, represent the resilience of the people. The black body reminds us of the shadow of death, while the red crest represents the fire of life that refused to be extinguished. Today, the Galo de Barcelos is everywhere, on weather vanes, keychains, and in homes across the globe. It is a reminder that in a world full of injustice, truth will eventually find its voice. What do you think? Is this pure medieval myth, or a story inspired by a real event along the pilgrimage route? Have you ever bought one as a souvenir? Comment below, miracle believer or skeptic. If you love this deep dive into Portugal's enigmas, like and subscribe to Seven Hills Tales. Until the next story, may justice always crow for you.